Yes, this really happened, and this is the full process of my Latto portrait painting. Hey, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm super excited that you guys are here, and in this video I'm gonna show you the process of my Latto portrait painting, and in the very end I'm gonna show you how I sold it to her. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is AK. I'm a portrait artist. I've been painting portraits for the last 8 to 9 years. I've been mostly uploading and sharing my art on Instagram, but after a lot of questions about how I'm painting, I decided to start my own YouTube channel and show you guys the long version of my painting process. So as you can see, I started my painting with the background. The vision for this painting was to paint Latto in a Barbie box. I know that her favorite color is pink, and after the music video To Put It on the Floor Again came out, I really wanted to paint a scene of that music video. I'm painting her on a 48 by 36 inch canvas. I started with the outside border and I mixed some titanium white with Culture Hustle's pink acrylic paint, which is called Pinky, the Barbie is pink. I linked it in the description below, as well as a discount code for you guys. Next is the sketch. Before I start sketching, I usually put my idea into Photoshop. This way I can try out different ideas and see which version of the idea I like the most. So as soon as I was done putting it into Photoshop, I throw it onto the canvas using my projector. I put the canvas on the wall. This way the projector can hit the canvas in the right angle and there's no distortion. As you can see, sometimes it takes a little bit to get it in the right angle, so you can move it around and see which size you like the most on the canvas. For the actual sketching process, I'm putting the reference photo on my phone so I can zoom in and see all the details while I'm sketching, and then I am using an acrylic marker to sketch the painting. If you are interested in a more detailed video on the whole sketching process, including which projector I'm using and which acrylic marker, please let me know in the comments below. The next step is the painting. I started by putting down one layer of the skin tone, including some shading and some highlights. It is really important that you let your layers dry completely when you paint with acrylics, so from there on I moved on and I started painting the eye. I started on the outside by painting the eyeliner and the eyelids so that this part would be dry once I'm done with the iris, to come back and finish the lashes. Here you can see a short scene of how I'm painting the nose using the chisel blender. You can check out my art supply list, which I linked in the description below, where you can find all of the art supplies that I'm using for my paintings. Then I continued painting the lips. I put down one layer of the lip color and let it dry completely. I also painted the dark areas of her mouth, and then I continued with the teeth. The thing about teeth is that they are never completely white, so they're usually a little bit blue or a little bit yellowish. In this photo they are kind of blue, so I mixed in a little blue with my titanium white and let that first layer dry completely. Then I moved on to the grill and put down a pure titanium white layer and let that dry as well. Once the teeth were dried, I added a couple of layers of white to it to make it look more realistic. To paint the grill, I started with a gray layer. If it was a golden grill, I would start with an ochre or with a dark yellow layer. And then depending on if it has any diamonds on it, I usually put a lot of dots on it. Since the process of painting a grill can take multiple hours and is very detailed, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna upload a separate tutorial on how to paint one. For now, I'm just gonna fast forward the process and let you see the time lapse. Once I finished working on the other eye and the rest of the shading in her face, I moved on to the hair. Painting hair with acrylics is the easiest if you put down one layer of paint first and let it dry completely. To paint detail in the hair, I'm using the round brush by Princeton. I usually start with some dark areas and use a thin brush to paint single hair strands. After that I go to a medium shade and then go lighter and lighter with every layer, and in the very end I paint some single hair to make it look more realistic. Okay, now last but not least, the jewelry. This was definitely the part of the painting that has taken the longest and is also the most detailed. I personally love painting jewelry of all kinds, and I also think I've developed a pretty straightforward method on how to paint it pretty easily. I will definitely upload a more detailed tutorial on how I paint chains and diamonds, etc. So for now I will only show a quick rundown on how I painted one of these chains. The process is very repetitive and it can be used on all kinds of jewelry that includes diamonds. I first put down a layer of dark gray paint Since the jewelry is silver or white gold or platinum, if it was golden jewelry, I would start off with an ochre or a dark yellow tone. And then the next couple of layers include a lot of dots. I work in multiple layers and put down a lot of dots. And then the more layers I paint, the lighter the color gets, until I finally put down a last titanium white layer. So make sure to clean your brush before you put down that very last one. It's definitely a very work-intensive process, but it's so worth the outcome. This was a look into my painting process, and here's the result. As I have shown in the beginning of the video, after I posted the painting on my Instagram, Latto has commented on my reel saying that she wanted to buy the painting. So since I'm not too far away from Atlanta, I set up a date with her manager to drop off the painting for her. I was very fortunate over the past couple of years that I have sold my paintings to a couple of artists. I learned a lot, so I made sure that I packed up the painting safely. I added a thank you note as well as some stickers, and then I drove out to Atlanta to meet up with her manager Rico. We met at Nobu Atlanta, and I must say he was a really nice guy. Me and my husband, we had a great conversation with him, and then we packed up the painting into his car, and this is how I delivered and sold the painting to her. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my art process as well as my short but sweet story time, and I hope to see you guys again soon for one of my next videos, if it's to learn how to paint or for one of my art adventures. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well as liking this video. Bye!